introductory session of the Spring of Competitive Programming, which is organized by CodeIIEST and CodeChef IIST chapter together. So, welcome to SOCP or Spring of Competitive Programming. So, let's begin with what is competitive programming. Competitive programming is basically a sport, and it's a sport of programming. So, as we all know that DSA or data structures and algorithms is a very important part of CS fundamentals, and it is also very important for the interviews of many companies. So you in competitive programming you have to implement those data structures or algorithms in a limited time, and you have to implement them in a more efficient way, so that means to for competitive programming, like implementing them is not enough. You have to implement them in a faster and more efficient way. So just like any other sport, so here also, like, there are two types of participation. There is team participation or individual participation. So like in regular code forces or code chef contests, so like if any one of you have given code forces or code chef, so you would have seen that like you participate individually, like you give the contest as a person, you don't collaborate with other persons or other team members. Also there are like other contest or means competitions like ICPC or hash code, like where you go as a team and you participate in a team. So like there are 3 or 4 members in a team and you participate in them. So that's what basically competitive programming is. So those who don't know what is code forces or code chef, means what is code chef or what is code forces, so these two are basically a website, means where you can do competitive programming. So basically like these two host contests and they have a problem set, so you can practice problems from there all, and you can also participate in live contests. So we will also tell them in detail afterwards, like we will also have assignments or and contests in code forces and code chefs, and we will elaborate on them afterwards. So so what we will do in this spring of competitive programming is that every week we will have a session followed by some assignments or followed by some problems which we will give and you can solve them. And if you have any problems on those questions or problems, you can ask that in the Discord group or in the Discord server, and the mentors will take care of them. So also we will have some doubt sessions, and like every week we will take up particular topic and explain them. We will also tell the agenda in means afterwards. Today only we will show what we will do. Like week wise we have 8 weeks, and each week we will take us topic and we will discuss this. So like for example, in a particular week we may take graphs, in a particular week we may take dynamic programming and take sessions on that. And after we have taken a session on, let's say, graph, we will have some problems on graph, and we will have assignments on graph so that you can solve them and have some idea on how graph problems are being solved. So and if you face any problem on those questions, you can, as I told, you can ask them in the Discord group. And at the end we will have a contest which will be most probably hosted on CodeChef. We are trying for a rated contest for division 2, and there will be prizes also for the winners. Like the top 3 winners will get some prizes. So at the end we will have a contest, and uh, the top 3 winners will most probably get some prize money or some goodies. We have not decided, but they will get some uh, means prizes. Or so that's pretty much what we have planned for this means workshop, or what you can say spring of competitive programming. So I think next Roshan will walk you through about the more details of this spring of competitive programming. Roshan, can you take over?
Hello,
No.
hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, your sound is a bit low. You can, means can you just put your volume?
Now, am I audible?
Yeah, just a bit more. Like,
Okay, wait, I'm plugging in. Wait a minute, huh? Hello, am I audible now?
yeah, you can continue, I guess.
Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Roshan Kumar Singh, a second year computer science student at IIST Sipur. I'll be your host for today's session, and I hope you all are excited. So let's start. Okay, so as Anis Bhaiya said, he told you about the competitive programming and all. So I'll be just reminding you one more point. These website, Code Forces and CodeChef. Okay, so we call them online judges. Okay, so these websites host contest, and in the contest you are given a set of problems, and you have to solve these in a fixed time. Okay, so after solving, depends upon your performance, you get awarded with some virtual points, and we call them rating. Okay, so now what do these contests test? Okay, so in order to solve a particular problem, you need to you need to know some skill. Okay, so in order to solve a problem, you need a algorithmic skill, basic math skill, programming skills, creativity, and debugging skill. So I will be go to the like one by one and explain you how it is important. Okay, so imagine you read a problem. Okay, and you need to figure out how to solve it, or more importantly, how can you make computer solve this. Okay, so you need to write an algorithm for that, and it can be a well-known algorithm, or you need to write by your own. Okay, so that's how algorithmic skill is important in CP. Okay, the next one is basic math skill. So in general, basic math skill will support you in writing algorithms. Okay, and sometimes in competitive programming, direct questions are asked, which involves concept like GCD, permutation and combination, modular arithmetic, etc. So for that, you need basic math skill. Okay, and for programming skill, of course, you need to know programming in order to write an algorithm. So you make sure you know a language before you jump into CP. So for that, you can pick C++, Python, or Java. And also, you need not to master a language, but you need to have some familiarity with till array or string data structure to begin with, and you can learn more along the way. Okay, and then for the creativity part, you have to be creative and think out of the box to solve a particular problem, which is I mean some hard or standard problem. So yeah, you need to have some creativity for that. And for debugging skill, you when you solve a problem, and sometimes what happens when your algorithm is correct and you make some silly mistakes, or like I mean some test cases are not correct for your program. So then you have to read all the, I mean you must develop a habit of reading the code and then dry running it in your mind. So yeah, for that you need a debugging skill. So next next we have why CP is important. Okay, so can we change the slide? So hello, hello, am I audible? Can you anyone write in the chat box?
Audible, audible.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're audible. Yeah,
so can you change the slide?
yeah, just.
Okay, sorry for that. Yeah, so why till now, if anyone had doubt regarding competitive programming, so anyone can ask in the chat box, or they can raise their hand and ask directly. So if not, I'll just give 1 minute. If anyone has to ask, they can, or I can continue. I mean, just write anything in the chat box. Okay, so let's assume no one has any question. Okay, so let's move. So okay, so why CP? Okay, so after doing CP, you will develop a great problem solving skill and analytical skill. So and also CP has a huge community of talented people, and once you get into it, you will meet very amazing people and learn from them. And also, if you become good at CP, it will also benefit you during coding round and interview round in placement or internship. So next slide. So yeah, so now I am introducing you to the course. Okay, so aim of this course is to give you a head start of CP. Okay, so the biggest challenge people face is how to start. So either they wander here and there, watch some YouTube videos and ask to people like how to start, and they end up wasting a lot of time. Okay, so here you can get the best start for CP. We will release assignment on code forces. There will be weekly lecture, and we have planned some like we will give you readouts after the after the lecture series ends, or even before, like I mean, so change the slide. Yeah, and next one. So yeah, weekly lecture will be there. So now uh, next one. Yeah, so these are the timeline. In the week one, like here we are introducing you to the competitive programming. So in the first week, once you will be able to implement some basic algorithm or do some basic questions or command over a language, then we will move to the week one, and that would be binary search and sorting and divide and conquer. And then in the week two, we will introduce you to the STL and libraries, inbuilt library of the different languages. Then we will move to the week three, and there will be greedy, ad hoc, and two-pointer related problem, and then number theory and DP, and another again lecture for DP. So yeah, so on. And then at the end of the at the end of the this event, we will host a grand contest. As Anis Bhaiya said, there will be some prizes for that. So yeah, this is for this slide. So yeah, so many time what people do, they when they jump into the, like they are good at problem solving, but yeah, sometimes they don't perform very good at contest. Okay, so what happens is they do some mistakes. Okay, so the first mistake I would recommend you not to commit is like write maintain a pre-written template. Okay, so what happens when you give a contest, there are something like you can write beforehand. Okay, so suppose if there is a question and you have to check whether a number is prime or not, I mean that's a sub part of a bigger problem. Okay, so either you can write uh, and write an algorithm for that, or you can maintain a pre-written thing for that, or that could be that could also for many things like for GCD or any, I mean there are countless of things. So yeah, you can write it beforehand and maintain a template, and then you can use it in a real context. So after that, the next thing is solve on paper first. So what also many people does is when they see a problem and then they directly go, they jump and go to the coding part. But what you can do, you can solve it on paper, and once you are confirmed that your algorithm is correct, then you can go to the coding part. Okay, so and the third thing is avoid reinventing the wheel. So suppose you want to you have to sort an array. Okay, so there are two things that you can do. Okay, so the first thing is either you can write an entire algorithm from scratch for sorting, or else like you can use the library function. Okay, so in the context when the time is the constant, so you don't want to reinvent the wheel. You don't want to create the entire algorithm by your own. Okay, so that like you can use the standard library function, and then you can save your lot of time. Okay, and then the next part is write clean code. Okay, so there is one thing I would like to recommend. There is our senior Sanjana Di has taken session on how to write a clean code. There is an entire session of that, like you can watch those lecture. Okay, but I'll briefly tell you what is it. So yeah, while writing a code, maintain a, like keep a code build clean. Okay, so indent it properly, and then use relevant variable. Like many people use p, t, c, and they get confused in by their own code. Like if the code is large, then yeah, they get confused. So yeah, writing a clean code is like underrated thing, but yeah, it helps a lot. Okay, so next slide. Yeah, so these are our mentor. You just listen to Anis De Bhaiya. So he's upcoming intern at Microsoft, and he's also candidate master at Codeforces and 6-star coder at CodeChef. So the next one is Sonak Bhaiya. He's also upcoming intern at Microsoft and candidate master at Codeforces. And then we have Manish Bhaiya. He's upcoming intern at Google, and he's master at Codeforces. And then in the next slide, we have Anushka Patra. He's also Google step intern, upcoming step intern at Google. He's also CP tutor for CodeIIST. And then we have Simit Nayan and Rajesh Penugonda. They are also CP tutor for CodeIIST. And they all will be present in every lecture, and they will be your, they will solve your doubts in Discord page. And you can, anytime you can feel free to ask us about any doubt. We can have post contest discussion. So yeah, these things. Can you next slide? So let me tell you a bit about resources, like how can you start, or how can you proceed if you are already familiar with the competitive programming. So is a USA book. I'll send it in the Telegram group, sorry, Discord group. And then we have like in the USA book, there are many standard algorithm which will help you in solving div 2 1 to 4 problem. Okay, so after reading that book, you can solve, like if you practice properly. So you can solve 1 to 4 problem in div 2. There is a website, CP algorithm website. So it's a kind of website, like it's a pretty straightforward website. So you go for a particular algorithm, and then you can get a template or written code, and then there will be some writing, like implementation, like how it works and everything. So yeah, it's a pretty handy website. Then there is a competitive CPH book. It's quite famous. So yeah, it's also a good book. You can start if you're a beginner. And then Code Forces catalog if you are a good big fan of reading blogs. So different sort of blogs, and I mean it's a very beautifully organized way of, like, organized blogs, list of blogs. So yeah, and then there is I Code IIST YouTube channel, so you can visit that. So these are the resources thing. So that's all. Like now I would like to uh, if you have any question, you can ask. Now I want to Anish bhaiya, Sonak bhaiya, Manish bhaiya, everyone to speak and interact. I mean, if you all have any question, then you can ask in the chat box. You can ask directly even. So
Like I
I
would
want to.
like to say that
Mhm.
if like there could be many one who didn't understand what code forces or CodeChef is all about. So like there are many people who doesn't have even a coding background. Like in school they have not done coding. They have come here like a newbie or doesn't know much about coding. So what you can do is that you don't have to take much of a pressure. What you can do is that you can go back and create a account first on CodeChef and CodeForces. So that's very easy. You can do that, and then you can just browse the website a bit. Like you can go and see what are the different things there, what are the different things there are, like where the problem set is, where the contests are. So you can just play around with the website a bit, and then you will get a hold that what we have been talking here all about. And then after that you can watch back the recording if possible, and you will see that you have started to understand things a lot better. So if you have not understood many things, I can understand that you may have not understood many things, like who doesn't have a coding background will not understand many things. So you can just go back and, as I told that, just browse the websites a bit. Browse the websites that we told, that is the CP algorithms website. It is one of my favorite websites, that is the CP algorithms website. So when you go to this website, you will see there are around 50 to 60 algorithms or like that. So you don't have to do all, but you can just browse and give a look at, means take a look at what are the things there and what are the things you can learn. So you will also find many things common, like how to find a prime number or check whether a number is prime. So you can start with these things, like these things are very easy or very primitive way, means primitive algorithms. So you can start with these things. So like this you can get started. If you don't understand, like nothing to feel, means don't develop a imposter syndrome also. So you will get a catch of it, means slowly and steadily. Like Sonak or Manish, if you want to add something.
Yeah, so can you just go to the syllabus slide? Yeah,
This
thank
one,
you.
right?
Yeah. Okay, hello guys, welcome to the Spring of CP. So as you can see here, we have very carefully chosen the syllabus to adhere to what internships and placements currently required. So if you see the internship coding rounds or placement coding rounds, you will find that these are basically the things that they ask. In the From our personal experience, we can say that if you go for the campus hiring programs, then almost all of them have the first round as CP round. So this thing will tremendously help you for your internships and placement drives. The first round is exactly similar to a what a contest is like in CodeChef or Code Forces. And from our experience, we have chosen this topics like DP, graph, which are very common in this round. And answering to one question like how much DSA will be taught here. So as you can see from the syllabus itself, we have quite some data structures like stacks, lists, dictionaries, but we will not go into details of how these data structures are implemented. We will rather focus on how to use them in questions, in coding questions, in competitive programming. Okay. Uh, Another please take session on how to solve problems on CodeChef and code forces and the
Like
importance
we
of
will
lead
have
code.
those. We will definitely have those. We will definitely take a
Yeah,
session
we
like
will go
how
we
to
will
approach a
have
problem.
post contest sessions. And the importance of lead code is like lead code is more on the DS side. So it's not much related to CP. Okay, so it's more important for interview purposes, and we are not going into that part here. We are more into the competitive programming part.
Like if you do CP, you will always be a master in DSA. Like without having a good hold on DSA, you can't do good in CP. So doing good in CP means it implies that you will always be good in DSA. But the reverse is not true always. Like you can be good in DSA, but you cannot be good in CP. But if you are good in CP, you will always be good in DSA, because just as I told that CP is nothing but implementing DSA in a faster and a more efficient way. So like, and the importance of lead code, so just as Sonak told, it is more for the placement purpose, but we will focus more on CodeChef and code forces. And we will also take a session like how to approach or how to solve a problem. So don't worry about that. And the second question is imposter syndrome. Like, can you just explain, means elaborate what means? So okay. Is any like say okay, I'm moving to the next question. Bhaiya, is there any language for preferred for this? So like I would say that avoid Java for CP, because if you know Java, you can go with it, but I would recommend against Java because the syntax is very complicated. So from my personal experience, so I also knew Java from school. So I started CP in Java, but I switched to Python and C++ because of its complicated syntax and long syntax. You can take example. Okay, what is DSA? So what is DSA? So DSA is CS fund means a very important topic of computer science. So DSA stands for data structures and algorithms. You can go and make a simple Google search, and you can know more about it. Okay, okay. So I would.
Another question is this session ideal for beginners with having very basics of programming? Yes, every week, like there are like 8 weeks, and every week we will start with the absolute basics of the data structures that we have mentioned here, or the algorithms that we are mentioned here, and then we will progressively go on to the advanced parts, so that it the session caters to both beginners and advanced people who are willing to practice here.
Okay, so what we need is that what we will love to have that you should have the basic knowledge of a programming language. So it's not very hard. You can start from today and you can easily do that. So what I would suggest is that start learning a programming language from today, like the basics, like the if else part or the for loops or the printing or taking input. So start learning those and you won't feel left out. So that's my is JavaScript a good language for CP? I have never seen anyone use JavaScript. So it's
No, you can
probably
use
not
that.
a good language.
It's also an OOPS based language. You can use
Yeah.
it, but the if you go out in the long run, you will see that either CPP or Python will give you an edge over other languages.
Okay, so ID doesn't matter. Means per week we will have one or two sessions. So like we are most likely to have one session, but for some weeks we will have two. Is Python? Yeah, Python is a really good language for CP. I and Sonak, even Manish also does CP in Python. Yeah,
C++ or Python both are fine.
yeah.
Python is better if you want to write code quickly, whereas C++ is usually faster. So initially you won't notice any difference. Both are fine to use.
Also, one
Yeah,
thing I would
exactly.
add here, like as was Anish was saying, that many people didn't have computer science in their school level. So I also didn't have computer science in my 11 and 12, but now I am doing pretty well in CP. So don't hesitate to start CP, because this is the thing that you will need in your third year and fourth year for internships and campus placement. So start with CP as soon as possible.
There is some question that introduction to C enough. Yes, you can start with C. For the basic problem, C is good enough, but learn C++. So if you know C, learning C++ will hardly take a week or two. Okay, so just switch from C to C++. It's not a very much means it's not very much different. So just switch from C to C++ and you can get started. Like you
Yes,
know.
for the basic part, C is okay, but in the later part, you will need to use some kind of objects if you try to build complex data structures. So there, and also string manipulations, that would be difficult in C. So you can start with C, but later you have to shift to some OOPS language.
So moving on to the next question. So like I also knew Java, like in 11 and 12, every ISC or ICSC board students know Java as far as I know, because like they teach Java in school from class 9. So that was same for me, but I had to change to Python because in Java there are, as I told, the you can do in Java, there is also a red coder who codes in Java. So like it shouldn't be a barrier, but yes, talking of convenience and shorter syntax, Python and C++ always have an edge. Like how much C++ then start DSL. So like you can, just as I told, learn the basic syntax, like learn printing and taking out, taking input and printing the output, learn the for loops, if else, and then you can start with DSA. Like you will learn the other things as you go on. So just learn the basic syntax and then get started. Don't waste time too much on learning a full, means learning the full syntax. So just learn the basic syntax and then get started.
Also, some people, like I have got questions from some people's that they want to learn the entire language before starting CP and DSA. So don't do that. Like there is no end to learning a language. There's a huge thing. So what we did, like I, Manish or Anish did, like we started with CP, and whenever we found a new data structure, we found a new algorithm, we went to GFG, we went to CP algorithms and learned that. There is nothing like you learn the entire thing and then come to CP. You learn along with it.
Okay, so the course will, so taking the next question, the course will end like we have 8 weeks. So this is the first week, and after this week, I think we will have 8 weeks. So you can calculate like when the course will end. So can we discuss? Yeah, we will discuss the problems in code forces from the next week. So this is just the introduction. So do we have to learn oops? Yeah, you have to learn oops. For not for CP. In CP you don't need oops, but for other things you have to learn oops. How
Like the
many
basic
hours?
things you need to learn, like what is object, how to create an object, that's it. But you don't have to
Yeah,
go in details what is the uh, oops principles, polymorphism and stuff like that. You don't have to know that.
yeah. So how many hours? So I think it should be of 2 hours or 3 hours as per the need. So that is not fixed. So like it depends on which topics are being taught and how many questions are there on the topic. So nothing fixed. Can you take a session on STL? Like as we told that there will be a session on STL like afterwards. So we will have a session on STL definitely, because STL is very important. So like how do you start? As I no, so if you don't have CS in class 11 and 12, I told you that go and learn the basic syntax of C++ and Python, and then you can start. So that's yeah, we have implementations of oops in CP, but they are very rare. Like in my 3 years of CP, I have hardly used like three or four. Means I have hardly used oops in 3 or 4 questions, not more than that. And I have solved around 2,000 problems. So out of 2,000 problems, in 3 or 4 I have used. So that means very less. So you have to use very less. Like you means whichever suits you the most. So if reading a book helps you the most, you read a book. Or if you means watching videos helps you the most, watch a video. As simple as that. Like for me it's like reading websites. So like for me it's seeing the algorithms on CP algorithm, and then dry running them, and then taking care of that. So that works for me the best, so I do that.
Yeah, and
Hello, Bhaiya.
not just watching videos. You have to also practice the problems after that, so that
Yeah.
you have a
Hello,
good
Bhaiya.
grasp on what
Hello.
you are doing. Yeah,
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
speak.
you're
yeah, you're audible.
Okay, okay. Bhaiya, I have only learned Java in class 10. So what I have to do for learning CP?
like we have answered the question already, like
Oh, okay. Well, like I have to just go through the YouTube and search some books or like that.
you can go and start solving questions on code forces. So that's the best
Okay,
thing you can do.
okay. Thank you, thank you.
Like this is not the place where we will talk about GSOC. GSOC is completely a different thing. It's not related to CP in any field, so it's a completely different thing. So we will not talk about GSOC or Google Summer of Code here. Like you shouldn't have any prerequisite for the sessions, but as I told that if you know a language, it will be better for you. Like it will be helpful for you to catch up. So you have 1 week, so go and start learning a language, either CPP or Python. So that's my advice. So just go and start learning. Don't think too much, just go and start. Is there any maths needed? So I think all of you have given JE, or so JE level maths is more than enough for start, it means for CP. So you don't have to worry much about the maths knowledge. So JE level maths are like those permutations and combinations, and the number of factors. So those things are mainly required, and those are taught in JE level as far as I know. Do we need to yeah, means in placements and internships they can ask you any questions and you have to solve them. So basically yes, you have to be comfortable in all, means all the popular algorithms. Can you show which has a list of resources?
We will post it in the Discord server again.
Yeah, we will give that in the Discord server. Means we will what we have presented now, we will give that in a Discord server. So don't worry about that. Like how much Python, I just, as I told, just know the basics. Like these 4 things you should know before starting: taking an input, printing the output, for loops, and if else. So these 4 things should be enough for you to start.
So for a
Like
particular off-topic problem, will you help guide in Discord or in GitHub? Like we have all given our communication mediums through the Discord, so you can always ping us up, me, Onish, Manish, or Roshan, Simit. You can ping any of us, and we will help you in these topics.
so I think I've covered all the questions. So any other questions? So last question is the internships on campus? So some of us has got on campus and some of us has got off campus. So it's evenly divided or may not be evenly divided. So both on and off campus offers are there. Like it more, my motto
Yes,
is
your main motto is to learn either CPP or Python, the very
Yeah,
basics within this week.
just learn
And
the basics of the means basics of the language, so that it will be very easy for you from the next session. Because if you don't know a language, it will be a bit of troublesome for you. Like you will face troubles when so for example, if we see the next week, so there means the mentors will be teaching binary search. So if you don't know a language, means the basics of a language, so like you will have some trouble. So your main motto is to learn those four things, like in CPP or Python, or even if you know in Java, for the time being, it's okay. So, any other questions on this? I think there are no other questions.
No, Golang is not faster than CPP or Java. CPP is the fastest language as far as I know.
Yeah, like CPP is the fastest language. Okay, so I am able. First of all, you don't have to call sir to anyone here. You can means address someone just by their names, or probably bhaiyas or didis. So you don't have to call anyone sir first of all. So like I am able to solve four questions in CodeChef, but for the fifth one, I am able to come out by yeah, no, if you are able to come up with the approach but not being able to code it, so there can be two reasons: either your typing speed is bad, or like it's a lack of practice. So like what you can do is that you can just go and upsolve that question for the time being, and just keep on practicing. Your speed will increase and you will be able to code the fifth one, means eventually after some time. Like we didn't take any online courses for DSA, so these things are enough for you to have a good hold on DSA. So the things we mentioned, this five, I guess, like if you go and see CP algorithms, like they have a list of algorithms and data structures. So if you learn from that website, it's completely free, and they have the explanations written in a very nice and well organized way. So that's the best website I have ever seen for CP. Whenever I have to search for an algorithm or I have to learn a new algorithm, I always go to CP algorithms. So, and that's the best website I have ever seen for CP algorithm, means for competitive programming. So I think you can go to CP algorithms for learning their DSA. So there are plenty. Okay, I can show you the algorithm website also. Just a minute. Yeah, is this visible?
okay,
Uh,
one thing was that please take session on time and space complexity. We have already a recorded session on this topic, so someone will post it in the Discord.
yeah. So is the website visible, Sonak? Like CP
Yeah,
algorithms?
yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
visible.
Yeah. So like this is the means website. So here you have a list of algorithms for CP. So here you can see these are the fundamentals algorithm for algebra. So there are Fibonacci numbers. Many of us know what are Fibonacci numbers. So calculating Fibonacci numbers, there is an algorithm, and they have this algorithm in this. So for what is Fibonacci? They have explained. They have given some examples. Then the properties of a Fibonacci number, and then after that they have given the code how to calculate the Fibonacci, means how to calculate a Fibonacci number. So like this they have done it for every algorithm you need. So there are plenty of algorithms, so you don't have to learn all. So you can just go and search, means you can just go and see what are the algorithms are there. So this is finding the GCD or HCF of two numbers. Like if you are given two numbers a and b, you have to find the GCD or the highest common factor of a and b. So the algorithm is given there, you can go and see. So like this they have a list of algorithms. So data structures, they have minimum, stack or sparse table. Then they have a tree, heap. Then there is also DP algorithms there. String algorithms are also there. Then there are combinatorics algorithms. So these are combinatorics, or these are math based. So combinatorics and that algebra are comes under the category of maths. So finding power of a factorial divisor. So all these things are there. So like this, you can go and see this website, and I think you don't need a better resource for learning DS and CP than this. Yeah, Simet, what Simet told, that learn these things before the next week. What are data types, functions, conditional statements, input output, loops and arrays. So these are the very basic things. You don't need to learn much. I think it will take around 2 or 3 hours to learn all this. So I think you all can learn, like whoever is interested to do can learn. Like we will not teach in a particular language, we will just teach the algorithms, and you can implement the algorithms in your own language. We will not teach in a specific language. Like we will teach in a generic way so that everyone can understand. For Python, yes, your PyPy is faster than Python, so you should use PyPy instead of Python.
So after teaching the code, pseudo code or the algorithm, we will post the link of that particular topic from sources like CP algorithms or GFG, and there you can find it in several languages.
Like for if you are from the core branch, like you have to devote same kind of time, even if you are from CS or IT. So it's similar. You don't have to devote anything more or anything less. Okay, I think no other questions are there.
Yeah, so I think we have covered all
So
the
you can,
bases here. So any
yeah,
of the other mentors, do you want to add anything, Simit or Roshan
or
or
Anushka,
Neeraj?
anyone, Rajesh, or anyone has any other question. So like this session is a bit, means a short session, because we have just introduced. From the next session we will have 2 or 3 hour sessions. Like for, I think for the DP or the graph, we will have 2 sessions per week, but for the others I think we will have one. So we will inform you when the sessions are. So most probably it will be on Saturday or Sunday. Like for Sunday it will be around 6 p.m, because from 8 we have contests. And on Saturdays I think we will also have from 6, because from 8 p.m we also have some lead code contest. So not to overlap, I think we will have sessions from 6. We can get, yeah, the sessions will be recorded and they will be uploaded to YouTube, and the channel link will be given to you.
One thing I would like to add, like in the Discord channel or anywhere, just interact. Okay, interact
Yeah,
with each other, build a good community, and also interact with us. I mean, so yeah, you can use the Discord server for discussion purpose or doubt solving purpose. So yeah, just use the server, exploit
Yeah,
the.
for the servers, like if you want to interact with us, just tag us. Like we don't always are active on Discord, so if you want to ask any questions to any particular member, then just tag us. Okay. So I think Neeraj has posted the link to our CodeIIEST YouTube channel. There are some pre-recorded sessions there. You can go and have a look there. Okay, I think we can end it here.
yeah, just a minute. So like it's 8 p.m now, so there is a ongoing contest on CodeChef. So if you like, you can go and participate in that CodeChef. It's from 8 p.m there is a cook off challenge, so you can go and participate in that if you want to. So you can just make an account and go and participate, so you will get an idea of how things work. So I think, and don't worry about ratings. So if you do good, ratings will already go up. So don't worry about ratings. So that's
Yeah,
another
the
good.
first few contests obviously will experience a fall in ratings, but gradually it will increase.
Yeah. So I think since the contest is going on, I think you should go and participate in that CodeChef contest. It's going on, and you shouldn't miss that. So I think we should end here
Yeah.
if
Okay.
no one
So
has any other question.
bye,
So
guys. Hope
so
you are
bye guys.
interested
And
in CP,
yeah,
and from the next week we will have actual
yeah,
DSA related or CP related topics.
yeah,
So
yeah.
okay.
So okay. Bye
Bye
everyone.
bye. Bye.